sleep deprivation, insomnia, not being able to sleep, having choppy sleep. All these things are very, very common things because of the way humans live in the modern world. So I'm gonna start quickly with sleep deprivation. Simply put, people have to work every single day for like 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours. If you factor in the commute, you know, and plus, by the way, in like developing countries, from my experience of traveling, people work there more. Their work days can be 15 hours, 16 hours even. So because of all these different factors, people are simply not having enough time to sleep. So that's easy to understand, sleep deprivation, and that's, I would say sleep rest is the number one most important health factor. Okay, you can get away with a mediocre diet if you're sleeping 10 hours a day. Really, a mediocre diet. I'm not talking about like really bad diet. That's your no amount of sleep is gonna save you, right? I'm talking about like a mediocre diet. You can get away with it for some time, not forever, right? If you're sleeping every day for 10 hours, okay? So really, like, sleep is so important. I cannot emphasize how important sleep is. So I'm gonna talk about, so sleep deprivation. We get that modern day. You people too busy, not enough time to rest, too many things to do, too busy doing shit you don't even like. All right, we're gonna talk about why you can't sleep. Not talking. So let's say you're managing to still try to sleep for 9 hours, and I say the average human needs 10 hours of sleep, guys. Okay, for absolute optimal health. I'm factoring in our exposure to EMFs. I'm factoring in our bad diets, bad food habits. I'm factoring in the fatigue, the mental fatigue we experience. I'm factoring in living inside like congested, polluted cities, right? The average human needs 10 hours of sleep. So they say 8, I don't agree. 10. All right? So let's say you're like, you know what? I understand the importance of sleep. I'm going to try and get to sleep every day. I'm going to be in bed every day at 9, and I'm going to wake up at 7. I'm going to get 10 hours of sleep. And you go to bed at 9, you can't sleep, right? You're laying in bed, you're rolling over for 2 hours, and it's now 11, and still, you can't sleep. And you sleep for a little bit, then you wake up, and like, it's terrible, right? Why is that happening? Well, I got several reasons here, right? So you can maybe pick your choice. And I do experience from time to time. I will experience inability to sleep, and I know it's usually one of these things, either inability or choppy sleep. So number one, physical discomfort. If you have any kind of physical discomfort, that can get in the way of solid sleep. So if you eat too late in the day, and you eat the wrong foods, you eat maybe like some fried potatoes, right, with salt and steak, right, or a big bowl of lentils and chickpeas, salted and seasoned with rice. That's heavy food. That's it's in a way assaulting your body. So what you might experience now, some people will eat so heavy that they will just be knocked out. They will be completely numb to the physical pain. However, I'm not like that. A lot of people are not like that. If I eat something heavy and it's too late in the day, I begin to experience like physical discomfort, right? Some mucus in my nose, my belly hurts, all kinds of things, all kinds of physical pain sensations as a result of this of eating, right? The wrong foods too late on the day, and then that physical discomfort doesn't allow me to sleep restfully. So I might fall asleep for an hour and then wake up and my belly hurts, and sometimes I just can't even fall asleep at all because I get so gassy and I just want to like burp and fart. It's not pleasant, and I just can't sleep. Okay, I just can't sleep. So any kind of physical discomfort, if you're working like a really heavy labor job, right, and maybe your back, you screwed up your back, that might stop you from getting restful sleep. Your sleep might be choppy, even though you're so tired because of the work, right? But still, that physical pain is too great that it doesn't allow you to fall asleep for more than, like, say, 2 hours, and you wake up. then you can't go back to sleep, then you can't go back to sleep for another 2 hours, and and then before you know it, it's the morning and you got to do it again. So physical discomfort, so you want to be as light as you can before going to sleep. um, I'm currently eating just fruits, right? Although I will admit it's been almost a month. I will admit there was a couple of days where I had a little bit of cheat. I had a few crisps, and what else? A little bit of tahini, right? But I'm back on track now, um, because I'm taking this seriously. So if you're gonna eat something heavy, I recommend you eat it at least 8 hours before bed. Okay, um, and I just recommend overall lightening up your diet. I think that's a main reason why you experience these physical discomforts. Like sometimes, like if I'm eating like heavy stuff for a few days in a row, my nose clogs. I can't sleep if my nose is clogged. I'm very sensitive to these things. I like to be rested. I like to have my bowels emptied. I like to not have physical pain, not have physical comfort. I like my nose to be clear. I don't want to have mucus in here. Okay? Stretching before bed is good. Releases the tension, releases the toxins from your body also. If you're tense, that also affects your ability to sleep. And another thing is try to sleep on your side or your back. I think I've been a stomach sleeper all my life, and I recently, last couple of months, changed to the side. Huge improvements in my structural integrity. Okay, because I really do think also, like, sleeping on your belly is just really uncomfortable, and over time it will build up tension in your body. Okay. Reason number 2 why you cannot sleep, or your sleep is choppy, or you're having difficulties maintaining a solid sleep schedule, is not enough physical activity. Okay, human body stands upright. It's designed to walk primarily and to be active. And if it isn't getting its activity, Bruce Lee said something nice. He said, it is the duty of a human to train their body. Bruce Lee took it way too far. He took painkillers, and that's what actually killed him. So he way overdid it. All right, but it's a nice piece of advice. Nice thing to hear, right? It's a duty. It's almost a duty towards your body. It is a duty towards your body to move it. And if you're not moving it, then there's all this excess energy. So time comes to sleep, and it's like, whoa, you can't sleep. You're wide open. You got too much energy that hasn't been expressed. Okay, so move your body. It's a duty towards your body. Even if you don't like exercising, just walking. Force yourself to go for a walk. I like to go for a walk. Usually, I go for a walk throughout the day, but I really like to go for like a 30 to a 60-minute walk before going to bed. It really helps me sleep. Any sort of excess physical energy is released. Right? I do it almost every day. Not necessarily every day, but almost every day. I'll go for a walk at night before sleep, because I realize this pattern. If I have not expressed enough of the physical energy and it's time to sleep, I can't sleep. Alright? So that's another thing you could do to improve the quality of your sleep. And number 3, artificial lights. I despise artificial lights. I absolutely despise them. If you must have a tiny little lamp next to you, if you must have light, I don't have lights. I actually stand in the dark and I use flashlight. Even if I'm writing notes, I'll hold the flashlight from my phone with one hand and I'll write with the other hand. Okay? So if you must, however, because then sometimes I'm watching a movie with Miranda and we have like these little fairy lights. If you must have something dim, use candles, a little lamp, something like that. Okay? But try to be in darkness as much as you can. Alright? And another thing is looking at screens also. Now, I'm guilty of that. I look at screens right up until I go to bed. Right? Me and Miranda lately, we watch like a movie or something before going to sleep. So, if you must, if you can, try not to expose yourself to screens. That's another way to keep you up. You can use these blue light applications. I don't know if they work, but you can use them. But my point is limit the exposure to artificial lights and artificial screens. That's very important. Okay, I think that's getting in the way of a lot of people's sleep also. Right? I mean, you got I live in this beautiful place here. We got like there's I go for walks at night and I take my flashlight with me, and we still got like little bit of tiny lights in some places. If I go walking the other day, there's zero lights, completely dark. But I sit like I'll sit right here in this bed and do my thing at night, and there is just no light at all, right? So I'm lucky like that. But again, I'm lucky like that because I realized these things, and sought to live in a way that is as harmonious to nature as possible. So for me, the too much exposure to artificial lights is also the lack of connection with the natural world. If you're connected with the natural world, you'll realize as soon as nighttime comes and it's about 9 o'clock, you begin to get drowsy, and you begin to want to sleep. So you do all these things. You stop the exposure to artificial lights. You move your body. I like to go for a walk. Physical discomfort. Don't eat before bed. I say don't even eat for like 6 to 8 hours. And if you must eat something light, some fruits or something in small quantities. And finally, unresolved mental problems. That's a huge one. Okay? There's something in your head that's unresolved. It doesn't have to be like a big problem. Any problem could be any problem. It could be you were studying something and there was something you couldn't solve and you're just thinking about it, right? It could be you had a fight with your spouse and you're thinking about why did they do this to me? Why did I do this to them? What happened? Right? Just anything that's mentally unresolved will get in the way of your sleep as well. That's a big one for many of us, for all of us. That's a big one, right? So try to resolve as much as you can of anything that happens throughout your day, or it will get in the way of your sleep. Okay? Sometimes I catch myself thinking about like calculating numbers, crypto numbers. Like, oh, if this coin reaches this price and I currently have a certain amount of it, I will have X amount of dollars. And then I'll just start thinking about all these different possibilities and scenarios. And then I can't sleep. So try to just, that's why there is such thing as sleep hygiene. And what I'm talking about here is sleep hygiene. Put all these things aside, right? Just put them aside. Do something dumb also before going to sleep. And this one's going to contradict with what I told you about lack of exposure to screens. But one thing I do after I do a walk at night is that currently, right now, I'm just watching a movie with Miranda. We watched like 40, not the whole movie, like 30 minutes of it, 45 minutes of it, an hour of it, right? Currently we're on Ice Age number 3, right? So some like dumb or not to get you thinking, right? You don't want to do something that gets you to think a lot before going to sleep. It's part of the sleep hygiene, okay? Just something that, if you're thinking, it's gonna make it difficult to sleep. I contradicted myself, I know, but doesn't have to be something like watching a movie. It could be listening to music, right? Listening to music, watching a movie, it's not dumb. But what I try to say is not to get you thinking. Music doesn't really get you thinking, right? Unless it's like tied up to some memories and it gets you like on this trail of thoughts, right? But for the most part, your music is nice. It's emptying a way to empty your mind. So anything that empties your mind, and of course meditation, right? Meditation is doing nothing, okay? And that's something I used to do, when I was living alone. I was just meditate before sleep. Anything really that gets you to just not think, whether it be meditation, whether it be listening to music. Of course, I talked about going for a walk, right? That's incredible. That's amazing. I still do that. I've always done that. I still do that because I realize the pattern that if I have too much physical energy here and if I'm thinking too much, because walking also, clears your head, then I can't sleep. Okay? So, and last but not least, I would recommend you go to sleep early. Between 9 and 11 max. Alright, between 9 and 11 max. World of difference. You have much more energy waking up earlier. And you'll get those crucial sleep hours between 10 and 2. Alright? Crucial, guys. Crucial. Discipline yourself. Do all these things. Start your sleep hygiene as soon as sun goes down. They start now. If you're living like in the northern hemisphere and it's summer, it's frustrating because the sun doesn't go down until 9 or 10, right? So that's one of the reasons why I left the northern hemisphere to live in the tropics. It's much more balanced here. 6 o'clock, 7 by 7 is complete darkness. And then begin your sleep hygiene right there and then. Go for a walk. Reduce your exposure to artificial lights. Stop eating. Stretch. Anything that you're thinking about throughout the day, just put it aside. And you should get some solid sleep. Okay? Hopefully this helps. Thank you to all the Patreons for your support for this channel. I love you guys and I appreciate you. If you want to pledge your support, the link is down below in the comments or the description usually, but maybe the comments. What you get in return as a token of gratitude is exposure, direct exposure to our Telegram group. It's basically a mastermind group. We talk about all kinds of things. Okay, so if you want to be around like-minded people and get some solid information, if you want to message me directly, talk about anything, I'm always available on Telegram. You could do so also. So the Patreon is down below in the description. If you're just looking to, give one-time donations as a token of gratitude, we really welcome and appreciate that. So there's a link for PayPal in the description, and I do one-on-one video consultations. The link is also in the description. I love you guys. Mwah. And until next time, may the force be with you.